Hey everyone, Scott, one of the co-founders of Troops here.
Hey guys, Andre, product manager at Troops.
We're thrilled to launch a new companion product called Grid today as part of the Troops solution. For years, Troops has been helping companies see in action their most important data across Slack and Microsoft Teams. And one of the things that we've realized is sometimes teams need, in addition to those just-in-time updates, to edit information in bulk or across multiple records. This is why we built the Grid solution, which is a connected spreadsheet-like companion product that allows you to action on multiple records in any of the systems that Troops integrates with, such as Salesforce sales, marketing, support, and revenue clouds, Microsoft Dynamics, HubSpot, Zendesk support and sell, Gainsight, Outreach, Jira, and many more. Grids can be created on any set of conditions in a given system across standard and custom objects to provide inline editing capabilities across any fields that you want. Let's see how this works. Let's say that I'm an account executive and Troops has notified me of next steps that required me to be updated because they're out of date. You can see here, I have Troops typical action buttons that I can take these quick actions in Slack, but also this button that launches me into a companion grid. Here you'll see all the deals that I have where I have next steps that need to be updated. And just like a spreadsheet here, I can go ahead and start inputting data, start trial with trial group as an example. I can click enter and save. I can toggle around to different fields, and all of this is updating in Salesforce in real time, which is pretty amazing. Grids can be launched from any connected alerts or simply used on demand. Here's another example grid that I have of deals set to close this month. And just to walk through some of the features. So some of the things you can do here, you'll see a checkbox here. And what this allows me to do is update information in bulk. And so let's say here that I want to update the next step due date to perhaps the 23rd of September. I can go ahead and click save, and that's going to update all of those records simultaneously. Another thing that I might want to do is actually search for a specific piece of information in a grid. So let's say I know I want to update the Axe Capital opportunity and I want to change the amount. That simple search button makes this very, very easy to find exactly the records that I might need to update. Or maybe I want to see a single record and be able to update it in a simple modal window. You can see here on the right, we have the ability to make that happen and the ability to undo any updates that we might want to change. Lastly, I can share these grids with coworkers. When I click share, I'll be able to copy the URL and the conditions will be applied to that unique individual Salesforce instance so that if I have, for example, my deal set to close this month and I share it with another account executive on their team, by default, they'll have the same settings applied to their opportunities. As mentioned before, grids work with any of the systems that Troops integrates with. Here you can see a grid of Gainsight call to actions due that need to be updated, or Zendesk open tickets that are urgent, or even things like Jira tickets or Jira service desk tickets. We integrate with both, and these can be applied to any of the systems that you want. Andre, how about you take us through how to actually build a grid?
Great, Scott. So I've got my grid open here, and I'm going to go to the top right and create a new grid. And so just to make sense of the situation, we're going to use a classic use case. So I want to make sure to see all of the ops that I own that are going to close in the next 14 days and that are not in stages close, won, or lost. So ops closing in 14 days. I'm going to name it. I'm going to select a source that I'm actually building this off of. So Salesforce. I'm going to select opportunity object. And here's where I'm actually customizing all of the columns of information that I'm going to see. As you can see here on the right, there are already 4 that have been selected. And that's because we allow you to configure which fields you would like to have required within your grid. But maybe I want to add a couple more here. And so maybe I want the next step due date, the stage. And now that I have all this information, I can also drag and drop it so that I can see it in the exact order that I'm going to want to see it. And so I'm happy with this. And here's where I'm actually selecting the conditions. So I want that owner to actually be Scott.
Who's that guy?
I'm going to say the close date is at most 14 days away. And then I'm going to say that the stage is not one of close won or close lost. And that's it. Right here, took me about 2 minutes. I'm creating that grid. And there we have it. These are the 5 opportunities that have just been identified under that criteria. And like Scott said, you can make these for anything you like. But we haven't even talked about the best part. Thanks to the free trial, you can start building grids today.
Yeah, and I must say the combination of timely signals that prompt visibility and action with grids really has never made managing your data easier. And so we're incredibly excited to bring this to all of our customers. As Andre mentioned, you can get started by heading over to Troops.ai, click the try for free, and we look forward to your feedback.